Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Priestley King. So, this is the season of writing your introduction for that English exam. So in my last video, I discussed the need to have a captivating title for your essay or your write-up or your article or the piece you want to put together. So if you are the one who is going to get the title, otherwise maybe you have the title already, it's an impromptu essay, or somebody gave you the title to write on. I mean, it doesn't matter, the whole concept is about the same thing. But this is especially for people who are preparing to write that English exam where you need to write about 360 to 500 word essay, so you need to make it straight to the point, short and concise. So this is for you. I hope you've started writing your introduction. So don't forget the 3 key elements: the background information, why that you are writing on that topic, the definitions, maybe 1 or 2 sentences, and the thesis statement. So you don't necessarily have to say in this essay, but you can imply that this is what I'm going to write about in this essay. So all of these things are quite important, and you need to start putting them together. You need to practice. You may not be someone who is so impulsive like me with regards to my writing. When I pick up my pen, I tend to write different on the same topic. I can write 5 to 10 different things at different times, depending on how my brain is working at that time. So, but you need to practice. That's what is really important. And I told you about the science and the art of writing. So the science is following the guidelines. The art is the way to think about what you need to write. All of these things are quite important. So since we are in that spirit of writing introductions, we are in that mode of getting to work and getting things out at this time. So I read the introduction from one of my write-ups in my last video. So I'm going to read another one now. So I'm going to be doing these short videos about introduction until we move to the next part of essay writing. So I'm going to read another piece for you now from one of the impromptu topics I got when I was preparing for an English exam. So I just wrote this one. So as I said in my video, you may even write better, or you may put something even more decent together, but the principles are the same. Just follow the principles and you get your English exam out of the way in no time. So just listen as I read this piece to you. So the title was "War is not always bad and peace can be dangerous." War is not always bad and peace can be dangerous. So that was the title. So I'm going to start the introduction now to bring out all the elements that I told you about in the last video. Background information now. Many people are frightened when they hear the word war. And truly, they have the right to feel so, because war is associated with violence, damage, anarchy, and even death in some cases. So that's the background information. Now to talk about the definitions, or to imply definitions. The concept of war also includes verbal war and civil disobedience. While people are right to look at war in the negative, it is not always a bad thing and can produce many positive outcomes. Peace, on the other hand, is associated with absence of war and chaos in the society. So that's like the definition. Now to imply my thesis statement, however concocted, peace put together to achieve certain objectives can be very dangerous and can ultimately lead to war. So I'm going to read that again to flow properly now, because I was breaking in between when I was reading it earlier. I'm going to read it to flow properly this time around without breaking. I pointed out the components to you. I'm just going to read everything now. Many people are frightened when the word war is mentioned, and they are right to feel so, because war is associated with violence, damage, anarchy, and even death. The concept of war also includes verbal war and civil disobedience. While people are right to look at war in the negative, it is not always a bad thing and can produce many positive outcomes. Peace, on the other hand, is associated with absence of war and chaos in society. However, concocted peace put together to achieve certain objectives can be very dangerous and can ultimately lead to war. So from this introduction, you will see clearly that I'm not in support, or what I'll be writing on is not in support of already putting together a peace, but to suggest to the reader that I'm going to be opposing that argument that, just any form of peace is okay. Peace can be dangerous and war is not always bad. So in the rest of the essay, I then put out my argument in about 2 paragraphs why I think war in some cases can be better than peace, because after fighting war, you can actually achieve everlasting peace, because people will know their shortcomings, what they need to do right. But then trying to achieve peace at all costs without necessarily dealing with the issue may actually be dangerous and even be worse than war itself. So the person who started the civil disobedience in the US and saying the black people must have their rights, the person started in a way that, well, I'm not going to conform, I'm going to be different. And of course, today, that disobedience led to something positive. So that I put together in the rest of the essay, something like that. So that's just a short example of another type of introduction you can put together for your essay. So I want to encourage you to keep writing, get your pen, write. And I want you to come back to this channel. I want to encourage you to subscribe. I want to encourage you to like and to share with your friends. Thank you so much, and remain blessed.